Get connected to the speaker. And we're good to go. Good morning. Welcome to your mat. Welcome to your body. Welcome to the present moment. Go ahead and close your eyes. Find that comfortable seated position. And begin to tap in. Tap in through the breath. And as we center in, just for a moment, just for the class, go ahead and let everything else go. Let the past go. Let your to-do list for the future go. Just let it all go and become present here. Rooting down through the sits bones, engaging the core, reaching up through the crown. Take that nice, tall, seated position. And breathing deeply into the abdomen. Using the breath to begin to warm up the body, taking them deeper and a little bit more energetically. Use a little bit of your diaphragm on the exhale. Really draw it in on the inhale. Powerful breath. You can use the breath to warm us up. You can also use it to cool us down. Connect with that nice deep abdominal breathing now. Go ahead and inhale, arms up. Exhale, right hand to the mat, reaching over with the left. Breathe into that side body. One more deep breath here. On your next inhale, up through the center. Exhale, left hand to the mat. Breathing deeply here, 2 more breaths. On your next inhale, up through center and release. Go ahead, take the feet wide. Take a moment, get them as wide as you can. Straddling the mat, roll your thighs in, the flesh from the buttocks out from under the sits bones. Flex the feet, lengthen through the spine. And exhale, beginning to fold forward. Really getting into his inner legs. Keep drawing that chest towards the mat. Keep pulling the toes back towards the nose, pressing the thighs towards the mat. Keep working into this fold. We're going to be here for a few breaths. On your next inhale, coming up through center. Let's take one at a time. Take that left foot in, rotating the chest over that right leg and walking the chest towards the leg. And if it's available to you, take that left hand on the outside of the right calf, shin. Maybe you can grab the foot. Breathe here. This is a spinal twist, as well as an opening at the back of the leg, a nice forward fold. We've got a lot going on. On your next inhale, go ahead and release up through center. Nice work. Switching the sides. Resetting. Rolling the thighs. Finding that nice grounded seat. And then go ahead and twist that upper body towards the left leg. Walking the hands forward. Extending through the crown, drawing out through the heart, so leading with the heart. Now go ahead and take that right hand across. And on your next inhale, coming back up. Go ahead, draw those knees in. Coming onto the hands and knees, we're going to take a little bit of movement today. We're going to heat up the body, nothing too difficult, but still working on strength, bringing in some elements of balance. Inhale, tailbone and crown rise. Exhale, pressing back. Chin tucks towards the hips. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Take 2 more breaths here. After your last round, coming back to neutral spine, spreading the fingertips, taking that left foot back, pressing out through the heel. Inhale, left leg up. Let's just do half for today. So just the knee in towards the chest, but squeeze it in, tuck that belly button up and in. And back. And inhale, tuck. And back. Peek down. Are your hips still square? Is your right leg straight up and down, or is it starting to tilt off to the side? Hug that thigh back in towards center. Crunch. And straighten. And crunch. And straighten. And now we're going to go up, so pressing that heel up towards the sky, and down to parallel. Up and down, a few more breaths. Really push that heel towards the sky. Squeeze the glutes, hug the hips in towards midline. One more time. And release. Left knee to the mat. Right foot back, press out through the heel. Inhale, right heel comes up. Peek down, square the hips. Exhale, knee to chest. Inhale back. Exhale, knee to chest. Maybe even knee to nose. A couple more times here. And now the heel goes up. Pressing that heel towards the sky. And then allowing the thigh to come back to parallel. Press. Last one. And release. Hips back. Child's pose. On your next inhale, coming forward onto the hands and knees. We're going to do one more here, continuing to work kind of through the low back, through the glutes. We're going to take the knee to the side. So starting with the left leg, knee comes up and down. Keep squeezing that right hip towards midline. Two more times. One more. And release. Switch side, right knee out to the side. Hugging that left hip towards midline. And release. Tucking those back toes under. Spread the fingertips nice and wide now. Hips go up and back. Down dog. Swivel those heels out so they're out of view. Roll your biceps in towards your ears. Bend the knees deeply. Send the hips up and back. Allow the heart to drop towards the floor. Begin pressing through those heels now, opening through the hamstrings. Maybe do one at a time. Bending the knees deeply, gazing forward. Walk, step, or float your feet to your hands. Feet come hips distance apart. Exhale into forward fold. Taking a few breaths here, feeling your spine as if it were a waterfall cascading down your back from the tailbone all the way down, 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 out through the top of the head. And then tucking that belly button in, strengthening through the core. We're going to inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands to heart. Coming through vinyasa here. Inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, placing the hands to step back, high plank. One inhale here. Exhale, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Elbows hug in. Inhale, baby cobra, or all the way into up dog. We'll exhale back into down dog. Make sure you have your blocks close at hand. One deep breath in here. Exhale out through the mouth. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, step through low lunge. Bring that block to the inside of the right foot. You can play around with different levels. And we're going to come into a side angle. So go ahead, swivel that back heel onto the mat. We're going to come all the way up for just a moment, warrior two. Bend a little deeper into that knee, as long as it's not coming forward over the ankle. And then exhale, release that right hand to the block in front of the right foot. Pressing out through the back edge of that left foot. I want you to imagine the longest line you can, all the way from that back edge of the foot, all the way through the body, up through the crown of the head. How long can you get? Pressing gently into that right leg with the right arm, opening up through the chest just a little more. Maybe you gaze up. And then as if someone's grabbing that top hand, nice and strong, pressing into that front heel, lifting through the core, warrior two. Go ahead and straighten into that front leg. Shift the right hips back, left hips back, right side body lengthens forward. Go ahead and drop again. Maybe hand to the block or a shin. Gaze up if that's available to your neck. Reaching straight up, pressing down through that hand. Keep shifting those hips back as you lengthen forward through the crown. Roll the chest open. Again, as if someone's grabbing that top hand, inhale nice and strong all the way up. We're coming all the way back down, bending into that front knee, placing the hands, swiveling that back heel up off the mat. Just step back into your down dog. Taking a breath or two here. And do what is good for your body. Push your edges. Always feel free to come into child's pose to reconnect with the breath. And then hop back in. Inhale, left foot up. Exhale, step through low lunge. Go ahead and set that block up on the inside of the left foot. Right heel comes to the mat. Inhale, windmill up, warrior two. Exhale, left hand inside that left foot. Extended side angle, pressing arm into leg, opening across the chest. Maybe you gaze up. Again, keep pressing out through the back edge of that left foot, right foot, and lengthen all the way through the crown. Make that the longest line that you can through your body. And as someone's grabbing that back hand, that top hand, inhale, windmill up. Straightening into that left leg, right hips, go back, left left side body forward and release into Trikonasana, triangle pose. Again, keep pressing out through the hips, lengthening through the crown, finding space. I think of yoga as seeing if you can find a little bit more space in the body where there wasn't space there before. Inhale, nice and strong, all the way up, bending into that left knee. Hands come to the mat. Block moves away. Right heel comes up. Step back, down dog. And we're just going to recenter before the next set. Big toes come together. Knees wide, hips back. Child's pose. On your next inhale, coming back forward onto the hands and knees. Toes tuck under, hips go up and back. Coming through another vinyasa. One deep inhale and exhale here. On the next inhale, bending deeply into the knees, gazing forward. Hop and or step, walk your feet to your hands. Exhale down into that forward fold. On your next inhale, rising up, reverse swan dive. Exhale, hands to heart. Nice and slow and controlled, moving with the breath. Inhale, reaching up, mini back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back, hands come to the shins. Exhale, placing the hands, stepping back. One, inhale, high plank. Pressing through the hands. Exhale, elbows come in, chaturanga. Inhale, baby cobra. Or up dog. Exhale, back. Down dog. Inhale, right foot comes up. Exhale, step through. Inhale, straight up. That back heel stays up into crescent. Take a moment to get here. This is a really good balancing pose. This can be a wobbly one. Maybe you open the elbows now. Heart shines forward, cactus arms. Pressing out through that back heel strongly. Maybe you sink those hips a little deeper. Inhale, arms back up. Back heel swivels to the mat. Exhale, arms open back up. Warrior two, Virabhadrasana 2. Taking a couple breaths here, gazing out through that front hand. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down, away from the ears. Crown rises up. Maybe inhale, straighten into that front knee. Just take a mini step out to the side with that left foot and angle those left toes a little bit more towards the front of the mat. This will let your hips come around towards the front of the mat, bending back into that front knee. Inhale, arms up, warrior one. Pressing out through that back heel, bend a little deeper. Exhale, release hands to the hips and take a step forward. So we're back on the toes with a short stance, coming towards our balance. So we're just gonna play here for a little bit. Again, leaning that chest forward and lifting the back hip up off the mat as you tilt that chest forward. Keep hugging that right hip, glute in towards midline. Nice strong right leg. Maybe you reach those arms out, toes back. Full expression, warrior three. Keep hugging through midline. Keep lifting through the core. Reaching out through the crown. And stepping back, warrior one. Exhale, hands come all the way to the mat. Back heel comes up, step back, down dog. Taking a big clearing breath here, in through the nose and out through the mouth, tongue comes out. Lion's breath again, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Last time, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, step through. Tightening the core, getting ready to come up into the crescent here. Taking your time, inhale that body right up. Press out through the back heel. All four corners of that front foot, press down into the mat, open the elbows, open the chest. Inhale, arms up, back heel swivels to the mat. Warrior two, opening the arms out to the side. Just a couple breaths here. So we straighten that leg, take a step with the right leg out to the side and angle those toes in more. Swivel those hips around to the front of the mat, bending back into that front knee. Inhale, arms up, warrior one. See how that switches the stretch, how that switches the workup just a little bit. And exhale, release hands to the hips. Step that foot forward so you have a small stance now as we prepare for warrior three. Elongate through that chest and tilting. Laying off the balance here. And maybe this is what you do today. Maybe you just play. Maybe you begin to come deeper towards the full expression of warrior three, hugging that left hip in, pressing out through that back heel or the ball of the foot, reaching forward through the hands, strong core. As you're ready, release back. And exhale, hands come to the mat, back heel comes up, step back, down dog. Beautiful set, you guys. Big toes come together. Knees come nice and wide. Give your body a little rest, child's pose. And next inhale, coming back forward onto the hands and knees. We're going to end off with a nice, well, we got a few more, but we're going to end off with a nice hip opening. So go ahead, shift those hips up and back. We're coming into pigeon. Inhale, right leg up, exhale. Step that shin through and place it on the mat. So you can see better, working that shin towards parallel to the front of the mat. Luckily my hips aren't super open too, so you can kind of see what it looks like as we're working in towards that full expression of the pose. A block will come and shove under that right hip so that your right hip's resting on something. Peek back. Is your left leg tracking straight behind you? Maybe you're right here on tall arms today, fully extended. Maybe you begin to walk down onto your elbows. Maybe you come down onto your forehead. On your next inhale, beginning to press back up. And tucking those back toes under, press those hips up to release. Moving the block. As you come through, down dog. Let's do a quick shake out. So shake the hips out. Maybe bend one knee and then the other. Inhale, left foot up, setting up for the other side, comes through. Working that shin towards parallel. Squaring the hips back off with the mat. Using that block to help prop. Maybe you're on tall hands. Maybe you can come down to elbows. Maybe you make it all the way to your forehead. On your next inhale, beginning to press back up. Back toes come under. Hips shift up. Release that left foot. Release the block. Knees come to the mat. And we're going to make our way onto our backs. Go ahead and keep a block close by. However, we're going to do a nice little supported bridge. So taking a moment to roll down onto your back. Maybe you come vertebra by vertebra. I'm going to suggest that you play with the height of the block and see what feels good for you. Probably it will be this middle height, but play with it. Maybe it's just the lower one. So bring those heels in as close as you can to your body. We're going to squeeze the knees in towards one another, pressing into the heels, lifting the hips up, placing that block on the sacrum, that little triangle bone at the base of the spine. When you release your hips down onto the block, it should feel really good. It shouldn't feel like it's pressing into any bone or anything funny. It may feel like an opening, but it shouldn't hurt. The block should not hurt. So once you play with that and find your height, maybe it's on the lowest height, just getting a nice little back opening here, one where we can just relax into it. So keep drawing those knees in towards one another now. And just breathe into the release. Feel gravity doing the work for you. Your heart opening. Just a few more deep breaths here. And after your last breath, go ahead and press back firmly into those feet. Remove the block. Roll the spine down, one vertebra at a time. We're going to rest here for a breath or two, and then we're going to take a little counter pose. We don't want to move the spine from a very deep stretched position too quickly into the opposing one, but we do want to offer it a counter pose. So we've taken a couple breaths here. Go ahead and draw those knees nice and gently up and in. Give them a gentle pull. And this is your nice little counter pose to the back bend. Maybe you rock the hips from side to side. And we're going to take one more back bend. So have your block ready again. This time you might need both blocks. And actually roll onto your side and come up. So I'm going to say, let's give this position a full opportunity. So this will be like a modified or supported fish pose. So placing one block mid-height and then one block low height right behind it. And it may take some adjusting. You're going to start it kind of right at the bottom of your shoulder blades. Again, this might take a little bit of finagling if it's your first time, or even if it's not your first time. Sometimes it just takes a little finagling. And then you're going to draw the top of your head towards the block. Again, it should feel pretty good. It'll feel like an opening. It should be an opening, but it shouldn't feel like pinchy or tweaky, if that makes sense. If it's just excruciating in any way, shape, or form, I would say just skip this pose. Otherwise, you're dropping the top of your head onto the block. You're gazing out behind you. Your throat is opening. So the big throat opener, a big heart opener, a nice back bend. Breathe here, allow gravity to do the work. As you're ready, pressing into those elbows to release the head, bend the knees and roll onto your side off the block. I'm going to remove the blocks from behind us as we roll back onto our back. Let's just take a mini twist here. Left leg over right, both knees drop to the right. Inhale up through center. Switch. Both knees over to the left. Gazing out to the right. Inhale, center. Release the cross. Legs come out long, arms out to the side. Shavasana. Taking a deep breath or two more. Relaxing the body into the mat. And then releasing control over the breath. Allow it to return to its natural rhythm. On your next inhale, taking a deeper breath in, awakening the body back into this room, back into your present moment, present existence. And as you're ready, begin to bring the soles of the feet to the mat. And as you begin to roll onto your side for fetal position, please take a moment to take a breath or two there. Or making your way up to seated. Although it's not the same virtually, and you lovelies, wherever you're at, right here with me now or watching at a later time, you'll only get to hear my voice and your own, But I would love to end the class today by taking an Om. So exhaling all your air. Taking a deep inhale in. And joining together our Thank you for joining me for class today.
Thank you, beloved.